For as long as we have known we are on a planet, we have looked up at the stars and asked the same question. Is anyone out there? We send messages into the void, little bottles carrying our greetings, our music, our location. We build giant radio telescopes, listening desperately for a faint whisper from a distant cousin. We assume that contact, if it ever happens, will be a moment of universal celebration, a cosmic breakthrough. But what if we are profoundly, catastrophically wrong? What if the silence we hear in the cosmos is not a sign of absence, but a sign of fear? What if the universe is not an empty ocean waiting to be explored, but a dark forest filled with silent, terrified hunters? And what if the loudest, most naive creature in that forest is us? This is the dark forest theory, and it is perhaps the most terrifying and logical explanation for why we are and must remain alone. First, we must understand the mystery the dark forest seeks to solve: the Fermi Paradox. Our galaxy contains up to 400 billion stars. Many of them are like our sun, with Earth-like planets orbiting them. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. Statistically, there should have been ample time for thousands, if not millions, of intelligent civilizations to arise. Some of them should be millions of years older and more advanced than us. They should have colonized the galaxy. Their radio signals should be filling the sky. We should see evidence of them everywhere. But we see nothing. We hear nothing. The sky is silent. This is the great silence. Where is everybody? The dark forest theory offers an answer, but it's an answer you might not want to hear. The theory is built on two simple, brutal axioms of cosmic sociology. Axiom 1. Survival is the primary need of every civilization. No matter how benevolent or philosophical a species becomes, its fundamental drive will always be to continue existing. Axiom 2. Civilizations continuously grow and expand, but the total amount of matter in the universe is finite. This inevitably creates competition for resources, even if that competition is billions of years in the future. These two axioms alone don't create a dark forest. They just create a competitive universe. The real terror comes from two other variables: the vast distances of space and the resulting chain of suspicion. Imagine you detect another civilization 1,000 light years away. You send a message: "Hello, we come in peace." The reply will only arrive 2,000 years later. In those 2 millennia, your civilization could have changed beyond recognition. You could have become aggressive expansionists. Their civilization could have done the same. You can never, ever be certain of another civilization's true intentions. Are they truly peaceful? Or are they just pretending to be peaceful until they are technologically superior enough to destroy you? And they are thinking the exact same thing about you. This creates what the theory calls a chain of suspicion. I can't trust you, you can't trust me, I know you can't trust me, you know I can't trust you, and so on, into infinity. Furthermore, technological progress can be explosive. A civilization that seems primitive now could, in a few hundred years, make a scientific breakthrough that makes them a galactic threat. You can't risk it. So, what is the most rational, safest course of action for any intelligent civilization in this universe of finite resources and infinite suspicion? The answer is chilling. If you detect another civilization, you must assume the worst. The only way to guarantee your own survival is to eliminate the other civilization before it has a chance to eliminate you. You cannot risk communication. You cannot risk waiting. The moment you become aware of another's existence, you must destroy them. And because you know this is the only logical solution, you know that other times, intelligent civilization will come to the exact same conclusion. The universe becomes a dark forest. Every civilization is a silent hunter, hiding among the trees. They move quietly. They don't make a sound. They try to remain invisible. Because if you reveal your location, you will be destroyed. It's not about good or evil. It's not about hatred. It's a simple, pragmatic calculation of survival. Any civilization that is loud, naive, and broadcasts its existence into the cosmos is like a lost child, lighting a bonfire and shouting for help in the middle of a forest full of starving predators. It will be silenced, swiftly and without warning. The attack might not be a fleet of ships, it might be a single, elegant, hypervelocity projectile, a photoid moving at near the speed of light, a cosmic sniper shot fired thousands of years ago. A civilization could be extinguished before it even knew it was in danger. What would their role be? They might become the ultimate forest rangers, not to protect the young, but to maintain the silence. They might see any new, noisy civilization not just as a potential threat, but as a source of instability that could trigger a chain reaction of attacks across the galaxy. The most merciful thing to do, from their cold, pragmatic viewpoint, would be to preemptively prune these new growths, to clean the forest. So perhaps the Great Silence is enforced. Perhaps there are cosmic custodians out there whose sole purpose is to ensure that no one ever gets loud enough to start a fire. We are not just in a forest of hunters. We are in a meticulously maintained, deadly quiet garden, and we are the weed that has just sprouted. And this leads to the most terrifying part of the theory. For the last 100 years, humanity has been that lost child. We have been shouting into the forest at the top of our lungs. Our radio broadcasts, our television signals, our powerful messages sent from probes and observatories like Arecibo, they are all expanding outwards in a sphere of noise, announcing our exact location to anyone who might be listening. From the perspective of a dark forest hunter, Earth is not a cradle of life. It is a target. A noisy, reckless, and potentially dangerous new player that must be neutralized as a matter of self-preservation. The great silence we observe is not emptiness. It's the sound of everyone else being smart enough to shut up. So, if hiding is the key to survival, how would a civilization do it? The dark forest theory suggests several chilling strategies. The most basic is radio silence, which we've already discussed. But a truly advanced civilization would go further. It would need to hide its very star. A star is a giant beacon of energy, visible across the galaxy. The solution? Build a Dyson sphere, or a Dyson swarm. A megastructure that completely encases your star, capturing 100% of its energy output. From the outside, your star system would go dark. It would look like a patch of empty, cold space. You would become invisible. Another strategy is to live in unusual places. Instead of sun-like stars, a civilization might choose to build its home around a faint, tiny red dwarf, or even a rogue planet, drifting alone between the stars. Or they might abandon physical reality altogether, uploading their consciousness into a self-contained virtual universe, powered by a tiny, shielded energy source. This adds another layer of horror to the Great Silence. Maybe the universe isn't empty. Maybe it's full times of civilizations, but they are all masters of cosmic camouflage. They are living in Dyson spheres we mistake for empty space, or around stars too dim for us to care about. The forest is teeming with life. We just lack the senses to perceive the hunters hiding in plain sight. Is there any hope? Is this horrifying scenario our only possible fate? Perhaps not. The dark forest theory relies on a set of deeply pessimistic assumptions about behavior. What if civilizations, upon reaching a certain level of intelligence, transcend the need for physical expansion? What if they upload themselves into virtual realities? What if they discover that cooperation, not annihilation, is an even better survival strategy? What if the chain of suspicion can be broken by a form of communication so advanced it allows for perfect empathy and understanding? Or maybe the physics is wrong. Maybe interstellar travel is truly impossible, making every civilization a safe prisoner in its own solar system. Or maybe, just maybe, we are genuinely the first, a lonely, but not hunted, child in a forest that is truly empty. The dark forest theory may not be the truth, but it serves as a powerful, chilling warning. It forces us to confront our own naivety and to think critically about our place in the cosmos. It transforms the romantic question, "Are we alone?" into the terrifying question, "Should we times hope times we are alone?" The silence of the stars may not be an empty canvas waiting for our art, but a loaded weapon waiting for a target. And it teaches us the most profound lesson of all. In a dark forest, the greatest wisdom is not to shout, but to listen.